Hello, everybody. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Holly.
Hello.
Hi, Lori. We got you on too, right? Lori, were you there, right?
I'm here. Sorry.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, I want to introduce you some really good friends of mine, Lori. Jeff and Holly Martin are here with us today. They own the Garrison Arms company, which is the company that hosts the firearm safety and handling class for the Body and Soul Retreat. So I'm really excited for you guys to get to meet and hear a little bit about what they do, what they specialize in, and why they do what they do, and why we have it at the retreat.
Can't wait to meet you, Lori. Can't wait to
Looking
have you
forward
down.
Yeah, Jeff and Holly, this is my friend Lori Hess. She's out of Chicago. She owns Diva Fitness Exchange, which is a company primarily for women that compete, but she's also a trainer and a coach as well. Nutritionist, she kind of does a little bit of everything. And she's a track athlete too, so we kind of have a little similar heartbeat here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Yeah, I haven't been on a track in quite a few years. I'm looking forward to coming down.
Monica will get you on the track.
Absolutely. So, well, Lori, Jeff and I go way back. I met Jeff when he was 2 years old and I was 9 or 10. So family friends from forever, and really excited to be able to work with people that I've known so well and have a relationship with. And of course, got to know Holly over the years with Jeff, and she's a wonderful addition, and Jeff's better half now, I have to say.
It always is that way, isn't it?
Not that Jeff's a bad guy. You know, I've known him for a long time, but Holly sure makes him look good.
She helps. Yeah, she helps.
Well, Jeff and Holly, I don't know who wants to speak, but I just wanted you guys to share a little bit about your company and how you got started. I know you're a Navy vet and San Antonio police officer. You have plenty of experience. So what made you start Garrison Arms, and what was your passion behind that to get started, I guess?
Okay, yeah. I've always been interested in firearms. I grew up around them, so it was something that was very natural for me, and my family hunted my whole life. Joined the Navy in 2000, got out in 2004, so more weapons familiarization there in the military. And then when I got out in 2004, I joined the San Antonio Police Department and been with them for the last 10 years. So I started the company about 2 years ago, and I was already teaching two police officers at the San Antonio Police, at the academy, teaching other firearms, rifle, pistol, shotgun, those kind of things. And there was a real need for educating the public on firearms, not so much trying to turn people into, quote unquote gunfighters, but just common sense stuff, which was common to me, but safety, people carrying it now that we have the license to carry in the state of Texas and throughout the United States. So we started teaching courses not just to military and law enforcement, but to civilians, and specifically the last couple of years to women. And that's where Holly comes in. She softens it a lot because I'm so used to teaching bearded, tattooed guys, and so Holly comes in and adds a lot of
woman's perspective.
Adds a woman's perspective to it. So I'll let Holly speak to that on the women's course.
About a year and a half ago when he started Garrison Arms, I kept thinking that, there's so many women out there that either have been around guns or have never been around guns, and they're just scared of them, and they would like to know, they would like to become educated, but they just don't know where to go or who to go to. If they try to go with their husbands, they end up fighting, or with their brothers or boyfriends, it just ends up being a really bad experience. And so I told Jeff that, we should start a class that's just a basic introduction to firearms. Here's how they work. Here's how to be safe with them. Here's how to handle it. Here's how to shoot it. Just a very simple, safe environment for women. And we found that it's just been such a success because women love, they want to learn, not necessarily because they want to carry or because they want to have one in their home, but it's just to educate and just to empower women so that you can come to the class. It starts from the basic level. This is a firearm. This is how you use it. all these things. This is how you be safe with it. This is how you shoot it. They can walk away having the knowledge to decide whether or not it's something that they ever want to do again or not. And we don't put any pressure on them or anything like that. It's purely just an educational course, and it's a really fun, safe environment. I think with both of our perspectives, him coming from law enforcement, and then I'm just a teacher. So I just, I'm a woman that likes to shoot. So just kind of that perspective, it's a really fun course to teach for sure.
Well, I would agree. I know that everyone that's come to the event this last 2 times that I've held it with you guys, everyone's loved that piece, and more than they realized that they would love it. So it's really fun for me to get to offer that. And every time I come, it seems like I learn a little bit more myself. I grew up, Jeff, with my family. My dad liked to shoot. We weren't in hunting, but there was always guns around. And so I've never had a fear of guns or firearms. I've just never really was taught real effectively of how to pick it up, look for bullets. And, it was usually like, here's a gun, shoot. Okay, we lived out in the country, so, it was no big deal. But I definitely am thankful for learning as I've been coming. And I know some of the ladies have been asking, is this a license to carry course? Of course, I've said no. So maybe you could speak on the differences for that, just so people can hear what the differences are, because you do offer that, obviously.
Right. In the state of Texas, I'm a licensed to carry instructor. So this is not one of those classes. I think it's better than that. And now it's a shortened version of our women's class. But when you teach a license to carry class, it's just a shooting proficiency and then giving them the state laws, and they take a test, and then that's it. This one is actually how the firearm works, how to safely handle it, how to unload it, how to load it, the manipulations of it. Where when you go to a license to carry course, you're expected to know all of that before you get there. And those classes are kind of dangerous because people show up and they have no idea. They just bought the firearm. They don't have any safety background, and they just show up expecting that they're going to be able to use it. And I always equate it to someone saying, if you go to Home Depot and buy a hammer, it doesn't make you a carpenter. So you really have to get the background and understand how to do it safely and proficiently, then go and get your license.
Right. I didn't know that. Like, I'm, here in Yankeetown, Chicago. I saw there's a course out of our junior college. I'm like, oh, license to carry, and that's good to know, because it's like I'm coming down there, I'm going to get the educational piece, and so when I come back home, then I'll be ready to go into that course. Where before I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to do the course. I'd be walking into I wouldn't know what I'd be walking into.
You're at the mercy of the instructor,
Okay.
and you're at the mercy of the other students, and you don't know you've got everything. You have very experienced people showing up for that, and you have people with zero experience. So it's up to the instructor to create a safe environment for everybody to do the shooting proficiency and the written. So this is definitely a good idea. And even we'll say too, you don't have to shoot. We've had women that come and they just observe, and they learn observe. And that's fine. We don't, like Holly said earlier, we're not trying to stick a firearm in your hand. We're just wanting to educate, so that when someone asks you a question about it, you can give an answer from a perspective of training. You've got a little bit of training, and you can make an educated statement on it versus just going off what you hear in the news.
I plan on shooting.
Okay, well, good. But you don't have to. So there's no pressure. Yeah, there's no pressure.
A quick story. Maybe 2 weeks ago, in the middle of the night, 2:30 in the morning, I had the windows open. The nice breeze woke me up. I hear pop, 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 and I live in a small town. I'm like, what's going on? And then it was real windy, and the wind blew my front door open. It freaked me out. So all I was thinking was, I'm gonna learn. And coming down and knowing that I was gonna come to the course, it gave me a peace of mind to look forward to. Like, you know what? I'm gonna feel confident if I hear those noises. Granted, it was probably just someone shooting a raccoon. Is probably
Right.
what it was, but it gave me the reassurance, the confidence of knowing, okay, if this were a situation were to come about, I'd be ready.
Absolutely.
To know what to do.
No, we agree. You're either trained or you're untrained, and it's good to have some training with firearms because they are unforgiving. So
Very true.
Well, and with all that's going on in the country with the Second Amendment and all of that, it just seems that people need to have a little understanding of firearms and, like I said, the education piece. So I'm so thankful to get to share that with people coming. One of the girls that came to the last retreat has been married 26 years to a police officer here in San Antonio.
Wow. Okay.
And she came to the retreat Sunday only because her husband wanted her to come and be confident with a firearm. Mind you, she's been married 26 years to a police officer.
Wow.
But when they were younger, Holly, like you just mentioned a few minutes ago, when they were younger, you know, he gave her a firearm and she went to shoot and she got really scared of it and didn't have proper, you know, this was many years ago, I guess, when they first were together. And then she said one other time she tried to go to a shooting range and everyone was so wild around her, she got really scared again. And she just swore, never again, not gonna play with firearms. And so when this course came up, he sent her to the Sunday event specifically for your course. And I know she had a change of heart. She's like, okay, now I feel like I can go confidently to the firearm. The range with him. I don't have to ask him a whole lot. I can go and just practice what she's learned. So
That's awesome. And that's the best. That's what I've really gotten out of teaching these is that I love, you know, that women that are willing to try something that they're scared of, that they've never, sorry.
Sorry about that, we had technical difficulties.
It's okay.
You know,
It's real life.
that are willing to step out of their comfort zone, you know, something that they're maybe afraid of, you know, and they come in, they're like, you know, I'm really, either I've shot before and I didn't like it, or I've never shot, I've never been around a gun and I'm really scared. Watching them kind of gain that confidence, watching them handle it safely, you know, it's a very simple, the rules are very simple. The shooting, it's very simple, you know, as long as you have good, safe technique and form and you follow the rules, like there's nothing to be afraid of. And it's the best feeling watching these women kind of go from being scared of it to being very, very confident and empowered by it. So it's, and like I said, it's not like we're saying, okay, now go buy a gun and have one in your home. It's just that they know now they don't have to be scared of something. They know how to work it. They know how to run it. It's been really fun to watch that progression.
And then will you speak on having your own range, because it's so special and I can't tell people how special that is to get to come to a private range.
Yeah, absolutely. In the state of Texas, there you can shoot anywhere, but it's all privately owned, so you have to know the landowner. So people are forced to go to a public range if you don't know someone that has land. That in lies where you get into trouble, because you're getting Joe Public that is just showing up, paying their fee, and they're in the bay next to you, and you don't know their background, you don't know their training, you don't know anything about them, and they're standing there with a firearm. And if they are unsafe, then they could shoot you, they could shoot themselves. It's very dangerous, and so it's stressful. And so now you equate stressful situations with the firearm, and it doesn't make it nearly as fun or as safe. So with our facility, it's 100% private. So I control who doesn't go out there. So for your classes and for our other classes, it's only the participants. There's no people sitting out there watching. It's not a spectator sport. So the women that are there to shoot that day will be the only ones. So we can control it. We control the firearms. We provide the firearms and the ammunition. So we rule out as many unknowns as possible, just to make it as safe as we can for the people that are on our range.
It's very special, very special. And this next time around in June, here in a couple of weeks, you'll have the air conditioner on outside, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely have some shade. We will. So, yeah, we're gonna have as much shade as possible, I promise.
Just kidding. It's fine. Well, one of the other ladies that we interviewed, Monica Syrup, she came from Florida last February with her sister Vanessa, and we interviewed her, and she was one of the ones that was scared to shoot.
Yes.
She was sitting back, and she finally got her courage up, and she just loved it. She was talking about how empowering it felt for her to feel confident to go shoot, and not just to go shoot, but to feel confident. So,
well, we're afraid we're naturally afraid of things we don't understand. And that's something that is controllable. So if you don't understand something, you get training in it. And then if you don't like it, that's fine. But you've at least put forth the effort to get the training and know, hey, this is something that I really don't like, and I looked into it. Conversely, if you find out you do, hey, it's not scary anymore, it's actually pretty fun, then you've now added a new skill to your toolbox. So I think it's really good no matter the outcome, whether you turn into a shooter or you're not a shooter. We don't care. We just want you to be educated.
That's perfect. Lori, do you have any other questions for these two fabulous people?
I don't have a gun personally, but can people bring in their own gun, or do you supply the guns solely just to have that, control over everything?
We do. We provide the firearm and the ammunition just so that we can control that, because if you open it up to people bringing firearms, especially with the way Monica sets this up where people are flying in from all over, they could get in trouble at airports and check baggage and carry on. We don't want them getting in trouble with that. And then I can't vouch for the safety or the quality of the firearm that shows up. So it's just easier, and it's better for the women too. It's relaxing. You go, if it's going to be the same way, you go do a track workout with Momo in the morning, and then you just show up. That's it. And then we take care of everything else. So it's very user friendly.
Nice.
And these are guns too that won't hurt your hand. I know a lot of girls, including myself, shooting a gun it's scary. It's an explosion. We're worried if it hurts. Like these guns we kind of fit them towards women, so they have a real low recoil, and they're easy to shoot. So we want to make sure that everyone has a pleasant experience and not a hand cannon.
All right, a whole nother question. What's the puppy's name in the back seat?
Oh, we got busted.
Well,
that's Moose.
That's Moose.
Yeah.
That's my poo back there and breathing down our necks. So.
Moose is back there. Yeah. So we got caught in the car with two dogs. So.
And a dying cell phone, so that's why I had to go to the charger.
Also good. I only see the one dog. You have two back there?
Yeah,
there is. There's another one back there.
Early. He's asleep.
We got another one. He's sound asleep. So and they're both deaf, so it doesn't do any good to holler at them if they can't hear it. we got two deaf kiddos back there.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. And thank you so much for jumping on with us and sharing about your company, Garrison Arms. If you have questions, people, GarrisonArms.com. You can go find them, and I'll put it in the message as well, so people can know how to find you guys. So.
Lori, it's very, very nice to meet you.
Meeting you, Lori.
Oh.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Love you, Momo.
Bye. Thank you, guys.